Hi everybody, my name is Oliver Villaescusa and welcome to my home and my kitchen. Today we're going to be learning techniques on how to properly chop and dice vegetables, and we have all of these vegetables to use. And with all of these vegetables, what we're going to end up with tonight for dinner is Pasta Primavera. Right? Pasta Primavera is a pasta dish that's a celebration basically of vegetables. Primavera means spring in Italian, and it is just a lot of vegetables put together. It doesn't necessarily have to be spring vegetables. Like for example, we have zucchini over here, and that's more of a fall vegetable. But doesn't matter. We're still going to go ahead and put it together, and it'll be a fantastic meal. But again, we're going to teach you the techniques of how to properly cut vegetables. So first, what we're going to do is cut an onion. Oh, so let me take that back. First thing we're going to do is reduce the stock. This is about 1 1/4 cup of stock. We're going to go ahead and put it on the burner so that it concentrates. And we're going to use this for the sauce. All right, just go ahead and put it in the burner. Let it boil and reduce. When this is homemade stock, it has no salt, so I can go ahead and reduce it and feel it concentrates without being salty. If you're looking for stock, or if you're going to buy stock from the store, look for low sodium or less sodium stock. So that way when it reduces, you get a concentration of flavor, but the saltiness doesn't also increase. Okay, so we'll just leave that alone. Okay, next thing we're going to do is chop our onion. Alright, properly chop an onion. Just go ahead and take the onion and split it right down the root end. Alright. We'll put this one aside. We don't need that. And then cut only the stem part. Remove the outer skin. So that's all you have over the white part. Right. Now, what we're going to do is basically chop this this onion, and the way we're going to do that is by properly, first of all, let me show you how to properly hold the knife. Knives are like this, something like this. They're usually balanced at this point, so grip it here, and then the other 3 fingers wrap around it. Okay, so you have a good control over your knife. And then when you're chopping, your finger should be curved in like this. It's kind of like you're being a monster. Curve in your fingers, all right? And then the blade, when you're chopping, it comes in contact with the outer knuckle, right? So you can go up and down, up and down, up and down without it hurting yourself. Okay? So, onion. We're going to go ahead and grip it. First of all, you're going to do is make slices on the outside, like this. All right. Next, you're going to cut down, but you're not going to go all the way through. You're going to have the onion hold itself together. Okay, and the next, you're going to chop this way. Now you're going to use your knuckles to, again, block the blade from cutting you, and then your other fingers are going to hold the onion together. And when you get to the end, the root is still holding all of your onions together. Okay, and there you go. That's how you dice an onion. Alright, this is the first thing that we're going to do. We're going to put this in a pan. This dish goes very quickly, so we're going to go ahead and put some oil on that. Probably going to be using only about a half of what we did, or a 1/4 of the onion. Alright, so we'll put that there. And we'll reserve the rest of the onion for another purpose. Okay, next thing we're going to do is the garlic. Garlic come in a bulb. I basically smashed the bulb and just took off 2 cloves. What we're going to do with the cloves is just take off the root end again. Right. Lightly smash it, and then the paper should come off. Yeah, only in camera, right? Okay.
Show them the fun way to do it. With the pot, shake.
Alright. Just gonna go ahead and lower our fire, get that going. Okay. Alright, again, we took off the root end already. We can lightly smash it, and the paper should come off. There he goes. That one was more cooperative. Okay, next, we're going to go ahead and smash this. Alright, one technique in using a knife, again, you're going to go ahead and just basically take your fingers and hold the garlic together, and you're going to use the knife to just go down. The knuckle is protecting your fingers. As long as none of your other fingers go in front of the knife or in front of that knuckle, you'll be fine. Alright, so that's one way to do it. Okay. Next technique is an easy way to do small herbs like garlic. You're going to put this knife down, hold it with your other hand, keep it stable, and then just go up and down. This will be a minced garlic, rough mince. In other words, the shape isn't going to make it won't be the same shape all over the place, but it'll be all fine. Alright. That goes in there. Okay. I actually do have a specific cutting board for garlic and onions. That way it has all the flavor and aroma of those 2 vegetables, and it doesn't actually get into my cutting board. That's a lot easier to wash than this big block. Next thing we're going to do is the carrot. Carrot, this has already been peeled, and I've taken off the stem end. What we're going to do with the carrot then is we're going to chop it up into fine pieces like this, about the same size. Again, your technique, hold the carrot. It's an odd way to hold it, trust me, but it's going to be getting used to it, and it'll protect your fingers. Okay, so next we're going to hold it and just go straight down. When you're using a knife, it's not straight down cut. It's push down and push forward. So it's actually slices. Okay. Don't worry about your speed. The speed will come as you get more practice in. And what we're going to do for our vegetables is, these vegetables, what you want to do with these vegetables is you want to cut them about the same thickness so that they all cook evenly. And now we're going to put them, the carrots take longer to cook than the other vegetables, so we're going to put that in here first. Let it saute. So that's done. Alright. And next we're going to go ahead and take care of our asparagus. Now asparagus, if you get the thin asparagus like this, about the size of a pencil, the outer skin is edible. It's not that fibrous yet, so it's fine and tender. Just go ahead and cut it. Discard the bottom, and then cut these in about 1 to 2 inch lengths. Right? It's fine. But sometimes the asparagus become really thick, and this portion, it's too fibrous to actually eat. So what we're going to do is take our vegetable peeler and just go up and take that off. Now the whole thing is edible and you don't have a lot of waste. Cut it in bite-sized pieces, about 1.5 to 2 inches long. That's done. These will take the next longest, so we're going to go ahead and put it in. Okay. At this point, I think I'll go ahead and put the pasta in the water. Have water here, about 1 gallon of water, and added about 2 tablespoons of salt. Basically what you want to do is have it taste like salt water. When you taste it with a spoon, you don't want it to be bland, you don't want it to be overly salty, just seawater. Put that there. As you put it in, the water, the bottom part starts to become soft, and you can get the rest of it in there. And it becomes soft. Alright. Our stock is reducing nicely. Almost. The stock we want to reduce to maybe about 1/2 cup or so, and again that's just to concentrate all the flavor, and it's a little bit longer. Alright, you're in there. Turn you in a bit. Okay, next, red pepper. Red pepper, cut it in half. Take out the seeds and also the inner membrane here. Lower the fire a bit more. Alright, inner membrane. This, cut it. Same technique. Just go ahead and use your knuckle to block the knife from cutting your hand, and go down. Now we can go ahead and dice these into small bits, but I think that'll be a little bit hard to deal with a fork, so we're going to go ahead and just kind of chop them in about 1.5 to 2 inch bits, except for that one. Okay, now this goes in here. I love the color of all of these vegetables. Oh, and by the way, these vegetables I chose just because I like these vegetables, and they do add a lot of color to it. The asparagus is, I chose that because of asparagus. It always makes the dish look so sophisticated when you have asparagus. Alright, but again, you can use any vegetables that you like. It doesn't have to be spring vegetables. Okay, mushrooms. The mushrooms I've washed already, and I know that you've heard that mushrooms you don't wash because they'll soak up water. Jack Pan says if they're dirty, wash them, but use them right away. So that's what I did. They were a little bit dirty, so I washed them, and I'm going to go ahead and chop it up. These ones I like to be in big pieces, so I'm going to go ahead and just quarter them. But if you want to slice them, just simply take them. You can slice it this way. Or, better yet, you can go ahead and cut it in half. Now we have a flat surface. And then the same technique, just go ahead and use your fingers to just like that. Over here, let me go ahead and stir the pasta so they doesn't stick. That's reducing nicely. Okay. Next thing, zucchini. Let's stir this first. Go ahead and cover the vegetables. Okay. Zucchini. Technique for the zucchini is the same way. I'm going to go ahead and cut off the ends. If the zucchini is rolling, as a matter of fact, I could have done this for the carrots too. If the zucchini is rolling, go ahead and take your vegetable peeler, slice off a thin end, that way you have a flat surface, just to protect yourself. All right. Now, again, hold the zucchini down, one finger out with your knuckle, further out than your finger, and go ahead and slice down. The rate that your finger goes back will determine the thickness of the zucchini. So the faster you pull your finger back, the thicker the zucchini is going to be. The zucchini slices are going to be. There you go, just like that. And this can go in here. And actually, we're also going to add, this is about 2 teaspoons of Italian seasoning. It's a mix of Italian herbs, oregano, thyme, parsley, sage, and marjoram. If you don't have Italian seasoning, you can also use herb de Provence, which is also a combination of herbs. Salt, pepper, leave it to me to choose a small pan for all the vegetables. That's okay. The vegetables are mainly water, so that will actually reduce. All right, here we go. Our stock now has reduced down to about half a cup, I would say. So now all the flavors of the original 1 1/4 cup of stock is now concentrated down to just a 1/2 cup. And we're going to use that later. I'm going to go ahead and turn this up now. A little bit faster so it cooks a little faster. Let's check our pasta. Looking good. So just to review while everything else is cooking, the best way to chop any your vegetables, first of all, grip your knife properly, hold it right here, right, and then let the other fingers wrap around the handle, and now you have control. Don't do this. It feels like you'll have a lot of control over it, but it actually, you'll have less control over your knife. So hold your fingers, hold the knife right up there, I think it's called a bolster, and then grip it, and you have a lot of control. Next, your finger positioning. It should be like this, so that when the knife hits, when you're chopping, your knuckle is protecting the rest of your hand, just like that. And as your fingers go back, that'll determine how thick or how thin each of your slices are. Okay? Now, basil. Basil, we're going to take the thickest leaf that I can find. This actually came out of my garden. I'm so proud. If you know me, I can't grow anything well. So you take the thickest leaves, you put everything else inside the thickest leaf, or the widest leaf, roll it like a cigar, alright, and you're going to hold it down, and you're going to chop or slice carefully and thinly. This ribbon of basil that we're cutting is actually called a chiffonade, because chiffon in French is the term for, I think it's a lace that's used in sewing. So this is called a chiffonade. We'll go ahead and put that aside, and we'll finish that. We'll use that as the finishing part of the dish. And I also have tomatoes here. The tomatoes we're going to put at the end. These also came out of my garden. They're supposed to be like this big though. I don't know what happened. But I'm growing something out of my garden. That's progress. Alright, we're just going to go ahead and quarter these, depending on the size. Have these. All right. Pasta's almost done. The only way you can tell if the pasta is done is actually to take a noodle and bite it. You don't want it to be mushy. Really?
Yeah.
You want it to have a slight bite through the center, and that is what is called al dente. Alright, let's see how this is doing. I'm gonna use tongs. Alright, it's coming out nicely here. Okay. Very cool. All right. Oh. Yep. They're done. Okay, we'll go ahead and put this in a bowl. Pasta's done. I'm gonna go ahead and get the vegetables in. I'm doing it this way because there's a lot of liquid at the bottom of this, and I want to mix that with our sauce. I'm sorry, with our reduced stock, and then we're going to combine it with the cream to make a very nice sauce. Alright, look at all that. Lovely. I like how it retained all the colors. Alright. Okay. We still have our pan on the heat. We have our stock, which is right over here. I'm going to go ahead and mix that here. Turn up the heat a little bit. I'm mixing this for one is just to combine all the vegetables with this pasta, but do it gently so that you don't, so that the pasta doesn't break in either with the vegetables. We've taken such good care in chopping them so that they look nice and presentable, and you can tell what they are. Don't want to break it up while we're doing the stirring. And also stirring it this way kind of keeps the pasta from sticking together. Okay. Let me go ahead and get a spoon. We're going to go ahead and taste it, see if it needs salt. Oh, hot. Yep, a little salt. And some cream. You don't have to use the cream. If you want, if you'd like a lighter sauce. And we'll wait for that to reduce also. Let's try it again. Better. Tomatoes we'll put in there too. We just want to warm up the tomatoes a little bit so it's not cold. Yum. Okay, and just wait for it to boil a little bit more to reduce, concentrate. As I said, if you don't want to use the heavy cream, you don't have to go ahead and omit it. You can also thicken it with butter if you don't have heavy cream. Just about let the stock boil. Put about 2 tablespoons of butter in there, and then let it boil, and then take it off the heat, stir it, and it'll thicken up that way too. Lovely. Okay, great. All right. this on. Oh my gosh, that smells so good. Okay. The basil, just sprinkle it on top. Reserve a little bit for your final dish that you present. Oh, you know what I forgot to do is I forgot to prep my cheese and my serving dish. So let me go get my serving dish. Okay, when you're prepping this, when you're getting it ready for presentation, instead of just dumping the whole Pasta Primavera in the dish, take the pasta, lift it up, put it down, and what you're doing basically is you're going to leave all the vegetables at the bottom, most of it anyway, not all of it. Okay. So that you'll have it for present. So now you can have it all on top. What is it with me and choosing smaller dishes than I need? Alright, not a problem. Okay, you get the idea. Alright. All my vegetables, we'll take that for later. And last is we're going to go ahead and grate some Parmesan cheese. Right on top. All right. Now, as I said, we're going to reserve some of this basil. Just put right on top. It's very pretty. It's all about presentation, and we'll take this bunch of basil from my garden, put it on top. Ta-da! Pasta Primavera. All right, we're going to go ahead and enjoy our dinner now. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.